Watcher of Realms.
What's up guys, it's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well and I hope that you're enjoying the first birthday celebrations in Watcher of Realms. There is a heck of a lot going on in the game at the moment and I want to give you a little bit of a warning today. Just do not be tempted to spend all of your stamina right away. I would encourage you guys to wait just a couple more days before you start completing these events, especially if you are a free-to-play player. And I will tell you why. Now, I know the skin for Idril is super tempting. I mean, she's gone from one of the most reserved looking heroes into the game to some kind of strip club princess. I mean, honestly, this is quite revealing. But anyways, before you go bonkers trying to get hold of this lovely looking lady, I want to encourage you guys just to hold on just for a quick minute. And the reason why is that if you go into the events here, and most of you will already know this, but on Thursday, as you can see here, the shard summoning starts. And the shard summoning event is for Helga. Now, why would you want this hero? I'm going to tell you why you want this hero. You want her for one reason and one reason only, and that is the Immortal Codex and the Styx boss. Because the Styx Immortal Codex, I mean, I'm a relatively new player, okay? I'm only like level 62 or 63, but the Styx Codex has been one of the most frustrating codexes because it's not based on how much damage you're doing. It's really based on how quickly you can get your hits off, or your heroes can get your hits off. And this hero is a speed freak. That is what Helga is all about, is super duper fast speed, and she is going to be able to get you through that Styx Codex without any issues whatsoever. So I would hold on to your stamina and wait until she is featured in the shard summon, and until they do give away shards. You do have some, if I can just click back here, you do have some in the shop. So when you complete some of this, you can see you can buy, how many is that? Like 20 Helga shards from the shop. I would say just hold off on that because there are going to be quite a few in the events in the calendar. But you want to hold off to do things like the Brave Conquest, the Spiritual Altar, your Corridor of Glory events, you know, where you're leveling up, starring up and promoting heroes. You want to save all of that good stuff, your stamina and all of your materials until Thursday, and then start doing the events so you can get hold of her in this shard summon. Now, I am free to play, as I've said probably a million times already. But I was able to get hold of Crodor from the last shard summon event. So yeah, that was just from putting a little bit of time into this game. It's not the only game that I play, so there's every potential possibility that you'll be able to get hold of her. In fact, I think you'll be able to do it relatively easily if you're just smart about holding on to that stamina for a little bit. Now, let's have a quick look at Helga just so you can get an idea of how good this hero actually is. So it says her talent is that she gains specialized attack speed. That provides a greater reduction in the attack interval based on the attack speed attribute. So obviously we're wanting to get as much attack speed on this hero as possible. Let's have a quick look at her kit and how she actually works. So she has magic damage. She is a fighter with magic damage. She's got a quite interesting range, which is actually really good. If you look at the max level, it goes out to sort of 3 tiles in front of her and 2 tiles on either side. So that's quite nice, having a fighter that can stand on the ground and that can attack units from all sides. There's not that many of them, especially in the sort of less rare heroes in the game. But her basic attack is 60% magic damage to one enemy. If the target is not blocked by the hero, deals an additional 20% damage 2 times. So you can see it's like a quick 3 hits to get to that 100% damage, which you would normally have just 100% damage 1 time. So instead of doing a single hit to get there, she's doing 3 hits. And then her ultimate skill is called Shadow Blitz. Now, it says she rapidly strikes the target with the highest HP in range, dealing 20% damage 4 times every X seconds. Now, what is X? X is equal to 30% of her attack interval, which becomes shorter as the hero's attack speed increases. So just to put this in sort of layman's terms, if you click on the hero details over here, you can see her normal attack interval is 2.6 seconds. Now, if you do add some attack speed onto this hero, you can probably get that attack interval down to, let's say you get it all the way down to 1 second attack interval. That's just by building as much attack speed on this hero as possible. That then means that X will be equal to 30% of the attack interval. So if the attack interval is 1 second, 30% of that is 0.3 seconds. So that means that every 0.3 seconds, she's going to be hitting 4 times. So she's going to be hitting 12 times or more every second, which is mental. I mean, that you're going to be able to break that Styx boss shield down in no time, because like I said before, it doesn't matter how much damage you're doing, it matters how many times you're able to hit in quick succession, and nobody does it better than Helga. So if you're struggling with the Lord of Styx, which I know pretty much everybody struggles with that here, that Immortal Codex, you'll be able to take it out no problem once you've got Helga. So that is a really, really good reason to want her. Now, when you look at the skill ups here, she increases damage and the effect duration lasts for longer, which is awesome because it means that you've got a longer effect duration on it, and she reduces the skill cost as well. So definitely worth skilling up. Her passive, so the first passive is called Quill Storm. So during the ultimate, every 8 times of damage dealt to the same target inflicts stun and another 100% damage. So it's just adding on. Obviously that could happen potentially quite a lot, seeing as she is hitting so many times per second. Stunned, basically just, it's a regular stun, so it means that the target is unable to take action for a second. It's not really going to have that big of effect against the Styx boss, but potentially in the new guild boss too, maybe she could be usable because of that. It's not the best stun in the world, but it is there. And her second passive says it's called Abyssal Echoes. So when there's an ally within 1 tile ahead, increases crit damage equal to 10% of that ally's crit damage. So she's going to be increasing the critical damage by a certain percentage, 10%. With skill ups, it's going to get all the way up to 15% when there is an ally within 1 tile ahead. And that's okay because she does have that nice range. So as I mentioned before, it sort of spreads out. So you can easily have an ally the ally needs to be right in front of her for that to take effect. But then she's going to be increasing that ally's critical damage by up to 15%. So it makes building out certain fighters a lot easier for you. You can get an increase on the crit damage percentage there. But yeah, honestly, the main thing about this hero is that ultimate. Just striking a target so many times is going to help you no end. And I know it's kind of saying that you should just get this hero just for one specific area in the game, but Immortal Codex is a very important area in the game, and the Immortal Codex shop is really, really good. And it just feels awesome to be able to get to the S tier on the Immortal Codex with anybody. So that is the main reason why you should wait and hold out for Helga. I hope that makes a lot of sense. So her awakenings, just to have a quick look at it, if you do get an awaken on Helga, Awaken 1 increases the damage dealt to the same target by 1% with each consecutive hit, with a maximum increase of 15%. The effect will reset when switching targets, so that's going to happen pretty quickly. Just a damage increase. Critical damage plus 15% on Awaken 2. Awaken 3 is when dealing damage, there is a 20% chance to inflict magic resistance reduction on the target. So that's pretty cool because she is dealing magic damage. So an extra reduction against magic damage. Pretty cool. Negative 15%, it says, takes effect when stronger than the current buff or debuff. Okay, that makes sense. It lasts for 3 seconds. Again, things don't last very long with this character, but that's just because she hits so many times so fast. It doesn't really need to. Awaken 4, Rage Regen plus 2. Awaken 5 during the ultimate attack interval reduces by 20%. Jeez, that's a bit cracked, isn't it? Because you're already getting her attack interval down so damn low, you're going to be able to reduce that by an extra 20%. But then you've already got 5 Helgas, in which case if you've got 5 Helgas, you really don't need to be doing that, because the Styx Codex shouldn't be a problem for you in any case. So that is enough said, I think, on Helga. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of info. And there is a sort of, where is it now? They shared something which tells you exactly how many, where you can get the shards. I'm not going to put that in here because I don't know. I've no idea where to find it right now. But you need 200 shards for this hero. So I mean, I would just kind of go for broke when events come up. Like when you can kind of crack out 2-in-1 with a lot of the events. So I'll see if I can get that up now, actually. Just hold on a second. I've probably got a copy of it somewhere. Right, here we go. A little bit janky, but I knew I had a copy of it somewhere. So here it is. So basically it says here, your available from events is 180 shards. Your available from the Oracle's trials is 110 shards. So basically you've got like a cap of 90 extra shards plus the 20 that you can get in the shop already. So you can miss out on, 120 shards and still be able to get this hero. So there is kind of a bit of leeway that they do give you there. So you can see here, starting on the 27th, which is going to be Wednesday, so tomorrow, the Spiritual Altar, Corridor of Glory open up. So Spiritual Altar is just summoning. Summon should be pretty easy, but that again, like you can say, it pairs up with the Oracle's trial, the Arrival of Heroes, because Arrival of Heroes is summoning as well. So that will get you 35 shards in total. You can do both of those together, and that's just going to be based on how many diamonds and how many pulls that you have. If you are looking to save, then I would say just pull until you get to the shards that you need, and then just stop, and then save for the next time. The Corridor of Glory, so that's going to be with leveling up heroes. It doesn't really match alongside any of the others. Brave Conquest, so that's on the Friday, the 29th. Brave Conquest and the Lost Legacy, those two line up. So Lost Legacy is gear raid 1, I believe. So the Brave Conquest will line up with that. Tales of the Smith is kind of its own thing. That's just leveling up gear. Jewel of Champions, again, kind of its own thing, but that's probably one of the easiest to complete. Mystery of Artifacts, again, like it's on its own. Let's see where else we've got things that line up. The Brave Conquest there, if anything, I would say probably you could afford to skip out the second Brave Conquest, because it does take a lot of stamina, and then just wait for potentially the third one. So time that alongside. Again, there's another Lost Legacy there, so you can be building up your gear from gear raid 1, your chest, your breastplates, and your swords, or your weapons. And then you've got a Vault in the Sands event there as well, which kind of lines up with the Brave Conquest. So that's gear raid 2, just farming gear raid 2. And then what else aligns? Again, from the Thursday, the 12th of July, you've got the Spiritual Altar and the Arrival of Heroes also lining up with each other, and the Awakening of Heroes, which is kind of a new one. In fact, I don't think I've seen that before. But like I say, just keep an eye on this. If you do want to, I think this is in the game, but I'll just sort of make it a bit smaller so you can take a nice little screenshot of this here now. And then you can sort of zoom into it and save it on your phone, so that you know exactly when the shard summons are happening, and when you're going to be able to get these shards for Helga. So yeah, I hope that's helpful for all of you. Please do let me know in the comments if you do manage to grab Helga when you do get her, and how she performs. I'm really excited myself to be taking on the Styx Codex boss with her. I think it's just going to be awesome. Drop us a like, obviously subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and that's it for now. So I'll see you all again in the next video. Bye for now, guys.